Great Monday morning, everyone. How are you all doing? This is your girl, Shan. I hope your weekend was awesome. I hope it was peaceful. I hope you were rested. I hope your week is getting off to a great start, and that includes revising that mindset, okay? So remember, tonight is Marriage Mondays with the Kings at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, where we will be talking about marriage and God's purpose, ministry. And I want to say the question of the day have something to do with do you allow ministry to interfere with your marriage? So that's going to be a really good message, especially for those who were raised in the church. Good morning, Brandy. Good morning, Manita. Good morning, Aikisha. How are you all doing, lovely ladies? Now, today, we're going to talk about when you get to a place of happiness. Good morning, Natasha. When you get to a place of happiness. I'm not going to call anybody immature. So, early in the morning on a Monday, good morning, Cousin Kim. I pray that you all don't take it that way. But in your life and in your marriage, when you get to a place of happiness, you kind of decide not to go backwards. I don't want to go backwards. I don't want to deal with any drama. Good morning, Brandy. Now, I will say that with happiness, there has to come some maturity. Good morning, Simone. I'm serious. Some maturity. We have to get to a level to where every little thing, we stop allowing it to bother us in a negative way. In our marriage, the first thing that you should just think about starting off the gate is not always arguing over every little thing. Listening to them old folks where they used to say, baby, you need to save your energy for the big arguments, honey. That what you arguing over, that ain't even worth it. When you get to the place of happiness in your marriage, especially when you've been through so many ups and downs and you've been through turmoil, trust and believe you don't let any outside negative influence. You start deciding, no. Because one thing that I had to decide is that I didn't want to be in everybody's drama. I didn't want to be in everybody's business, because that always spilled over into me and my husband's marriage. It'll start off as a conversation, and we used to argue about it. And I was like, are you kidding me? You're right, Brandy. So we have to pick our battles. Even in life, when you get to a place where you say, you know what, I'm happy, especially when stress starts kicking in, and stress leads to all other type of things, like you having high blood pressure, strokes, and heart attacks, and all this other kind of stuff. You get to the point where you like, you know what, I ain't got time, devil. I ain't got time, because I'm going to be really transparent. On one of my previous jobs, I let it stress me out so bad to where my hairstylist was like, Shan, what are you doing? I'm like, what are you talking about? He said, your hair is starting to fall out in the top of your head. And I'm like, what? Baby, good morning, Angela. When you get to that level of stress, that's when you are stressed out in your life, your body starts to show it in an outward appearance, whether you have high blood pressure or whatever. I'm not speaking any of this stuff over to anybody. I'm trying to help people identify. And this type of unhealthy stress will come straight on into your marriage. This type of unhealthy stress as a single, you walking around, you moody, you ain't never happy. You always biting everybody's heads off. But this is the thing that I love. God always gives us a power of choice. So we can decide if we want our marriage to be tore from the floor. We can decide if we want to argue all the time over stuff that's irrelevant, because actually, if you sit down and look at the things that you argue over in your marriage, 9 times out of 10, it don't have nothing to do with you or your spouse. It's either in-law or some drama from work that the individual, good morning, Lori, allows to come over into. So that's why it's so important as husbands and wives, we have to safeguard our marriages. What are we allowing to come in that we have no control over, but we argue over day and night? Okay? Then all the things of the past, what fuels the argument comes up. Oh, I remember 20 years ago, you did this. And I remember when we was dating, you did this. One thing I used to tell my husband when we used to have heated moments of passion, like our old bishop used to say, when we used to get into arguments or whatever, I am not arguing over something in the past, which is something that I can't go back and change. So we have to make up in our mind if we desire to be happy. Just like, he don't pressure us to go to church. That's our choice whether or not. He don't even pressure us to serve him. So answer this question for yourself. Do you allow yourself to be unhappy? Because you know how people say this statement, she made me mad. I can't stand her. Oh, she made me mad. No, baby, you allowed her to make you mad. You allowed him to make you mad. Because I'm telling you, when you get to this place of maturity in your life, when you get to this place of maturity in your marriage, That'll cut all that out. Because one thing I know about the enemy, the adversary, the devil, is any avenue that he can take to continue to push that button to cause issue in your marriage and in your life, that's what he's going to do. So you kind of have to look at it, for those who on here who served in the military. Sorry, did I go back to the, hey, Natasha, that's just what I know, that's what's in me. Baby, when you go out on that battlefield, honey, when the enemy know how he can breach and come in and attack, that's what the enemy's going to do. So you have to ask yourself, in your singleness, how do I allow myself to get upset? How do I even choose that? What things is it that keep pushing my button? Is it somebody talking about your mama? Is it, because that's a sensitive subject. What is it that I allow to take me out of my place of happiness? That's what I had to look at in my marriage. Man, me and that brother done been through too much. You hear me coming up on 20-something doggone years of marriage. We done raised kids and all this other stuff and arguing. I don't want to go back to arguing. I don't want to go back to bitterness. I don't want to go back to unhappiness. And we don't have to go back to it if we choose not to. Yes, there are some things in the past, and this is the problem. When the enemy know that he can continue to push buttons in your life to get you out of your place of happiness, in your singleness and in your marriage, is when you have not successfully resolved the issue. And what we tend to do, especially in our marriage, just life in general, is we'll sweep stuff under the rug and we'll pretend like it never happened. But soon as you hit that pinky toe, that back in the day you wanted to cuss. Let's be real. Back in the day, I'm not encouraging that. When you hit that pinky toe, that hits that nerve and that brings back up and that takes you backwards. So we don't want to go backwards as children of the Most High God. We don't want to go backwards because God has given us the choice of happiness, but we choose sometimes not to choose. Some of the situations that we in, let's be real, single men, single women, married individuals, some of the situations that we in, we chose that. So why we sitting up here getting mad because it's situations that make us unhappy? No, if we would have did a Matthew 6:33 and we really held fast to God, maybe we wouldn't be in those situations. But understand that we have the power to choose, good morning, Marlo, whether or not we want to be happy or not. And I'm telling you, like in me and my husband's marriage right now, we are in a place of happiness. We laugh, we joke like we used to when we first started dating. I don't want to go backwards. I don't want to go to the arguments and things like that, the down times where I used to be crying in my closet, where he would storm out, or whatever, because he was upset at something that I may have done. I don't want to go back to that. And we do not have to if we start safeguarding our marriage. Those who are single, start safeguarding your feelings. Baby, you don't have to walk around mad all the time, all frowned up, then you sit up here and wonder why nobody want to be with you, because you always unhappy. Okay, you always got an attitude biting off everybody's, people say good morning, you like, no, you ain't got to do that, boo. Don't nobody want to be dealing with that, and then sit up here and wonder why ain't nobody trying to come around. Boaz ain't trying to holler at us or nothing like that, even though Ruth was the one that hollered at him, but that's a whole different scripture for a whole different video. However, we have the power to choose. So when you go into your workplace on this morning or school or wherever you going, baby, remember you have the power to choose. If somebody got a stank attitude, baby, let them have that. You hear me? Because I sit up and look at people. That what they dealing with ain't got nothing to do with me. I do not have to allow the spirit of anger and everything that they're dealing with to transfer over with me. And that's onto me. And that's the same thing that happens in our marriage and in our single life. No, you do not have to allow. You don't. Because I just sit up there, I pray for you all day. But baby, when you get to the place of maturity in your life, when you say, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired, I don't want to go through anything anymore, or whatever the case may be, which we're all going to go through things. But you choose how you adapt to that situation. You choose whether or not you want to argue with your spouse. You sit back and think. If we think before we speak, I'm telling you, that'll resolve a lot of things in our life. So just because, you may be single and you don't have what everybody else have, that's okay. Give glory, honor to God for that in which you do have. You being in your marriage and your marriage is not to that place of maturity that you desire for it to be, that's okay. Good morning, Holly. Continue to pray on that thing. You know what I'm saying? Continue to run after God and continue to speak life into your spouse. I'm telling you what I know things will change. If Mr. King was listening to this video right now, I promise to God, that was an oily brother. You heard me? Because I remember some day, baby, I used to get that little anointing oil out, honey. He used to be greasy because I would just be praying in my sleep. Father God, right now in the name of Jesus, I'm telling you, those are the things that I used to do because I held fast and I had faith and I just desire for our marriage to be better. And so my thing is this, I'm going to say one last thing to the married individuals. If you going through in your marriage, who's praying? Wives, are you praying? Husbands, are you praying? Are y'all praying together for the sake of y'all's marriage to where y'all can come together on one accord when the enemy's trying to divide? Those who are single, if you going through hell in your marriage, are you praying? Are you seeking God? Are you keeping your faith in him? Because what we want to happen is we want to just go through life without no problems. And then when problems arise, voila, we want to go and rub on God like he a magical genie. He just gonna fix it instantly. Not to say that God can't fix it. You see what I'm saying? But somebody need to be praying up in there, especially when it comes to your marriage. Husbands, wives, somebody needs to be praying. And this is my other last thing before I get ready to go. Husbands, I'm going to just use it as an example because I see it, therefore, as much when it comes to you all. Because you know that you married to a praying wife don't mean that your tail don't have to pray. You heard me? That does not mean, oh, well, my wife, every time we go through, baby, she always praying and this and another. No, you get down on your ashy knees and you go ahead and pray too. Or better yet, you say, come here, wife. Let's go ahead and go to the Lord in prayer together. You know what I'm saying? To keep your marriage strong and to keep it covered. But, oh, well, that ain't really my responsibility to what I do in the marriage. I don't really be praying and stuff like that. Usually my wife do that because, you know, I can't even get a prayer through. You know how many excuses that people make? I can't even get a prayer through. So, no, I'm leaving that in my wife's hands. No, when it comes to the sake of your marriage, both need to pray and go before God. Singles, you need to be hitting God up on the daily. God, you know how my stanky attitude is. God, help me. Oh, yes, because we have to examine ourselves. Let us get to that place of happiness where, baby, when stuff go down, you be like, oh, I'm not even trying to take that on, baby. That's your issue. I'll pray for you and keep it right on pushing. You ain't got to be in the middle of nothing that you bringing back in your household that is causing you to walk around unhappy and bitter. That's just like a ex that you ain't been with. You know what I'm saying? Why you still having thoughts of that ex? It's the reason why they're ex. Leave that tail in the past. Quit trying to go back in the past and get them. I guess I'm talking to my singles right now. I said one more thing like 3 minutes ago, but this is my third closing. Those of y'all been to church, y'all know what I'm talking about. But exes, don't be going back in your past trying to get somebody. No. If that person's an ex, they're ex for a reason. You pray about it. You keep it moving. You hold on to the confession that God is going, when you are ready, when you are mature, that God is going to bring you who he has created for you. Now, good morning, Sabrina. Tonight, Marriage Mondays with the King, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. We will be talking about marriage and God's purpose ministry. Okay? Y'all know we're going to keep it all the way real. We're going to bust out some scriptures. So we ask y'all to join us 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Go to the App Store, download the KRGN 98.5 FM app, and it's going to be royal blue and white. So you have to type in KRGN 98.5 FM, and you'll hear tonight's show. Leave your comments on our page. Like our page. If you never liked it, your girl Shannon be back with y'all with that truth on tomorrow. So y'all have a blessed day. Don't let anybody steal your joy. Be a blessing and not a curse. And share this because it's free. God bless.